Guys, welcome. Like I said, we're going to continue to do some circle or pie graphs today. This one's in color, just so you can kind of, probably on the test, you might basically have one in color. But I just wanted to kind of go over a couple more. So once again, first thing we want to do is look at the title. And this is top U.S. trading partners, total exports and imports in 2012. And this is goods only in billions of dollars. So each one of these figures is the billions of dollars. So we look, they list by countries, and we'll start down with Canada. Canada would be our biggest trading partner. So it'd be about $616 billion. Then you go over here, China. China's about 536. Mexico's 494. Japan, then Germany, UK, South Korea, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, and France. And then it's all the other countries make up, this number right here. So maybe if you wanted to, if we added all these numbers up, you would get our total export imports with other countries throughout the world. And this one, the blue is the biggest piece of pie, and that would be all the other countries in the world. If they listed all the other countries, there would have been so many slivers in here. So what they did is they just kind of grouped them together. You can see Canada is our biggest trading partner, and if you think about it geographically, that makes a little bit of sense because of the proximity. And then Mexico's third because they're right below us. So those are our two countries to the north and south of us. And, the rest of these are also important trading partners. So this would just be an example of another pie graph. Some of the questions might just ask, who's our biggest, trading partner? How much do we trade with maybe like Japan and South Korea? So you might just add two figures together. But this is something that obviously you might see on the test. Let's look at another one here. Okay, and this is kind of elements, or excuse me, this is says abundance of elements in the Earth's crust. Okay, yesterday in science, we talked about Earth's crust just a little bit. But if you look at this, you'll see that oxygen is about 50% of the largest element in the Earth's crust. Then you have silicon at 27.7 down here. You have aluminum, iron, calcium, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and then all others. So once again, maybe on the test, what element is the largest or the most abundant in the Earth's crust? You're going to say oxygen. Maybe it asks what is a third, and then you go to aluminum. You're just going to have to look at the percents, and they're all listed right here. And this one, for example, I believe this one would equal up to 100%. And that's kind of what I said. The last one, what the 100% would have been basically the total number of our imports and exports. It's not really important, but just want you to keep in mind, usually the entire circle graph would equal 100%. So this is just another example of pie graph, circle graph. So let's go. This one has some questions, so we can look at this one and we can answer these questions together. Okay. So this one says circle graph or pie chart showed represent data of the quality divided into several categories. The circle graph always represents 100% of the data. So you can see right here, all four of these numbers would equal 100%. Okay. So let's look at this graph right here, and there's some questions to go with it. So it says, the circle graph shows the vacation choices for 200 middle school students. What they did a survey of 200 middle school students about what their vacation choice would be. Okay. So number one, what percent of the students like to go to a theme park on a vacation? So if we look at theme park right here, it's going to be 32%. Okay. Pretty straightforward. of the 200 students, how many students preferred to go on the beach on their vacation? So the beach is 26. Okay, so keep in mind, it says how many students. Okay, so there's 200, we did 200 students. So basically, what you would do, this would be, you would do 200 times 26%, and that will give you that figure. Okay, because remember they did 200 students. All right. If it was just 100 students, you would know it's just going to be 26 because it'd be 26, over 100 gives you the 26%. This would go back to kind of converting fractions to decimals, some of the stuff that we did a little bit early on. Okay. Number 3, of the 200 students, how many like to go camping or to the mountains? So what you would do for that, look at mountains, that's 7%. Camping is 15%. So this one, you would combine those two. So the 15 and the 7 is 22% times 200. Okay. So basically, this might be, it'd be interpreting a circle graph, but then there might be another function with it. There might be, like I said, and this one is just straight multiplication. You convert you would put the percentage over 200 because it's 200 students, and you would just basically do a multiplication problem, with a decimal. And so B, we'll go down to B here. Nate goes to Westville Middle School. He wants to make a circle graph to represent the 3 grades of his school. So Nate knows that 50% or half the circle is a straight line. How many degrees are in a straight line? This one would be 180, and this goes back to our geometry, you guys. So this is getting, sometimes, the graph, there might be, like I said, there might be another function involved. And this one's just, it's got a little geometry in it. When we did circles, we did lines, we did angles, things like that. Let's go down to 2. Multiply the percent of students in the 8th grade by 360 to find the central angle piece of a circle. So this one would just be 25% times 360, and that will give you what the angle is. Okay. Let me see down here. Here's just another one here of size of business. Westville have made a decision to go green. So this one's 100%. You have 48% have decided to go green, 30 of the large businesses. And I think a large business would be any business maybe over 50 employees. A medium might be 25 to 49, and a small business might be less than 25 people. Okay, this one down here, you guys, this would be, and you probably won't have to do this on the test, but if you got 2A here, if you got all this data, you would just add, basically, I think this probably adds up to 200%. You would just do a pie graph based on, you'd find a percentage, and you just divide the circle into 5 different pieces. And obviously for this one, the biggest circle would be Harmon. The next biggest would be Martin and Johnson, or excuse me, the second biggest would be Anderson. Then you'd have Martin and Johnson as both 36%. And the smallest one would be Steele. So that's pretty straightforward. You would just go by, obviously, the largest number of students is 42. So that's going to be the biggest piece of pie. All right. Not so concerned. They're probably not going to have you create a pie graph on the test, but it's just, it's just something that I think it's important that you know how to do it. It's just, once again, the largest piece of pie would be the ones with the most students, and the smallest piece of pie would be the one with the least amount of students. In this case, that would be Steele. All right, just want to basically, we'll go back. Let me see if I can get, okay, yeah. So I just want to review. First thing you guys always want to do is look at what the title is. And this one is Abundance of Element in the Earth's Crust. So it tells you this graph, this pie graph is going to be about the elements in the Earth's crust. Okay. This one, top US trading partners. So it's just letting you know this graph is going to be about who the US trades with. And this last one up here, let's see here. And this one, it doesn't have the title, but if you were to put the title on this, which it would be vacation choices for middle school students. So the title, if you had to put it in here, would just be, like I said, vacation choices for middle school students. All right. That is it for today, you guys. I'll go ahead and post this, and I'll see if I can put a worksheet up with some questions that go along with either the circle or the pie graph. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.